and welcome. Today I'm going to be making some goat's milk soap. To make a goat's milk soap, I'm simply going to exchange the water I would normally use, mixing my lye solution, for goat's milk. A tip I have learnt to using the goat's milk is to freeze it in advance. When you add your lye crystals to your water, or in this case goat's milk, the solution gets quite warm with the chemical reaction that's occurring. So if you pre-freeze your goat's milk before adding your lye crystals, this should help keep the whole solution slightly cooler and avoid cooking or scorching the milk, which you don't want to be doing. So first of all, I'm going to mix up my lye solution and put that to one side to cool. As I said, I've frozen my goat's milk into ice cube trays. I did this a couple of weeks ago when I was planning to make the soap. Well, that came out nice and easy. I've tested the pH on the actual goat's milk, and that is definitely less. It's a lower pH, I think 5? Can't remember now. But it's lower than the pH of my tap water, which is around 7. How much of an effect that'll have on our finished soap, I don't know. Well, this looks very pretty, all these little white cubes of snow. Right, so on go the scales. My usual mixing container for my lye solution are these pot noodle pots, because I know they can take the extra heat that's happening while things are melting down. So I'm putting 150 grams of my goat's milky ice cubes, which doesn't look like it's going to be all that many. I'm going to have lots left to do some more, so that'll be good. 150, yay! I'll pop these back in the freezer so they don't melt. I can use them to make another soap if this is successful, yay! So now that's my goat's milk ice cubes weighed up. Time to put my mask on. Gosh, that's melting surprisingly quickly. Now gently stirring till it all becomes liquid. Okay, I'm going to put that to the side to cool and wash my hands. So now my lye and goat's milk solution is cooling down. It's thicker than lye and water. It's got a slightly more wallpapery paste sort of consistency. A very runny wallpapery paste, but slightly more pasty. So I've been planning out what I'm going to do with my soap today, and I'm going to make it in my individual soap mould with these 6 little cells. I've got a second one, very similar size. So I think my recipe should make 8 bars of soap. And I've created some dividers to go in my mould, and I've been playing with some pattern ideas. I'm hoping to make colours today. I'm going orange and purple and a little bit of black and white. So I'm going to use some kaolin clay to make the white for the soap. I've got mica colours for the orange and the purple, and I've got some activated charcoal powder to make my black. So playing with my soap mould this morning, I've cut myself some little, this is called Corex. So I'm going to use this to divide up my individual soap moulds like this. I've cut them out to shape so they'll stand in, so I can pour purple on one side and orange on the other, and then lift this out. You'll see as I'm pouring out the soap, you'll see what's going on. When I was cutting my shapes so I could separate my different colours of soap batter, I suddenly thought, wouldn't it be great to do one across corner to corner? So I was running out of my plasticky stuff by then, so I've only got one that goes corner to corner. That's not on my drawing plan, but I'm going to make one anyway. So as I'm making a goat's milk soap, in order to be soft and gentle to the skin, I'm also adding some extra oils to help for moisture. So I've got my basic standard starting point of 100% light olive oil and 100% coconut oil. So they're in my recipe. And extra additives for me today, I've got some castor oil that should help as a moisturiser on the skin, and some mango butter. The mango butter should help make the soap a slightly harder soap and also make it nice and lathery and bubbly, as well as being moisturising on the skin as well. So to prepare my oils and fats, I first measured out my 60 grams of mango butter and 60 grams of coconut oil. These will both be put in the microwave to melt, so they're nice and runny, just like the olive oil is. Now they're all melted, time for my 30 grams of castor oil. Last into the mixture goes 450 grams of light olive oil. Okay, scales out the way, and I'll go mix myself some colours ready. So for the white colour in my soap, I'm going to use a mix of both titanium dioxide powder, which is just the same stuff they use for making white paint, and kaolin clay. I'm using some kaolin clay because it's another additive that's going to make my soap feel all smooth and silky when you're using it in your hands. And kaolin clay has quite good healing properties. So I'm going to put a 1/4 teaspoon of kaolin clay, and I don't know if I want a quarter, yes, go on, very white. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of the titanium dioxide, which would allow my white soap to be very white. And I'm going to mix this with just enough water to make it a slightly liquidy paste, so it'll mix easily with my oils when I start colouring the soap. So 1/2 teaspoon of water added to my kaolin clay and titanium dioxide mixture to give me a nice white colour for my soap. And stirring that up with a lollipop stick. Now for the rest of my soaps, I want some purple, so I've got some purple mica powder, and I wanted orange, but I didn't have any orange powder, but I did have red and yellow. So I've made a 50-50 mix of my red mica and my yellow mica, and that's given me a nice orange dusty mica that I shall use to make my soap today. And some activated charcoal to make the black. And I'm hoping I get a decent black and not a grey, but it won't be the end of the world if it goes grey. So this measuring spoon is 1/8 of a teaspoon, but I want my colours to be nice and strong and dark today, so I'll probably put 3 of these in my little pot. I only want a small amount of soap though, don't I? So 2/8. So I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of the orange. Do I want more? How much soap is going to be orange? Not quite half the batch. I'm going to use 3/4 teaspoons of my orange because I want my orange soap to be very orange. I think it might end up peachy though, especially as I add the white. We'll see. And I want purple. This is a beautiful rich dark purple mica. Again, I'd like to repeat these nice dark colours in my soap. So I'm going to put 2 of these in. Nice strong colour, I'm hoping. And my activated charcoal. So 2/8 of a teaspoon of my black. Wow. I've not used the activated charcoal before, so I don't know how dark it's going to be when I mix it into the batter. Now I used water to mix my titanium dioxide and kaolin clay, but I'm going to use some of my oil mixture to mix my mica powders and my charcoal. Just enough to make them liquid so I can pour them into my soap batter. 3 sticks for my 3 different colours. Oh, nice. A sort of metallic-y orange. Beautiful. I think the metallic's coming from my red mica powder. Gorgeous. Looks almost coppery. Really nice. If only the soap would be that dark when it's finished. And my purple. This is another metallic-y mica. Gorgeous colours. This is something I'm never quite sure how much to add at the moment. I'm still in the early days of soap making, and I don't always keep an accurate record of how much I've put in. I get a really good soap and I think, what did I do when I made that? And I don't know. So I have to make a point of keeping more accurate record of what I'm actually doing. I'm really careful with the recipe for the soap batter. Get my balance of lye water and oils correct. But once I start adding colours and smells, kind of that preciseness all kind of goes out the window. Oh my, blacker than black. Wow. That is so black. Right, I'm going to place these to one side, clean up my work area and get ready for making soap. The exciting bit at last. Okay, so that's all my preparations done. Ready to make soap. My oils and butters are combined and slightly warm. My lye crystals and goat's milk are all melted down. It's gone, I don't know if I can show you, it's gone buttery yellow. Now whether it should go buttery yellow or not, I don't know, but my goat's milk and lye solution has gone a very butter yellow colour. Interesting. Now I have added an extra 30 grams of goat's milk to my lye solution. I generally make my soaps with quite a low water content, 23%, and I had upped it to 25% when I was calculating my recipe. But I'm a little nervous that the goat's milk itself has got more fat in it, obviously, than a water would have, and the fats are going to affect the ratios of the soap. So to err on the side of caution, I've gone with a 30% water ratio, or in this case goat's milk ratio. So I've added an extra 30 grams to my original weight. So instead of 150 grams of goat's milk, I've got 180 grams of goat's milk. But I've still got the same 79 grams of lye crystals. I've not changed that at all. I've got myself a chopping board to put my mould on to help, because this is all loose and floppy. So I want something that's going to keep my soap nice and flat and stable when I'm moving it around, taking it to snuggle it up nice and warm for the night to cure. My plan of ideas, whether that actually happens or not, is anybody's guess. We'll find out in a minute. I'm going to set you up over the top of my soap moulds, so hopefully you'll be able to see what's going on. You don't need to watch me, you want to watch the soap being poured. Just before I start mixing, I'm going to put one of my dividers in the soap. Okay, oh, that way, that'll be good. One that's less tight. Oh, that's lovely. I'll put that here. Right, my soap batters are ready. They're a little bit thicker. Can we see there? Ooh. Colours are amazing, but they're a bit thicker than I would have liked. I have added a scent as well, which may have affected its setting upness. Orange on that side. And some purple on this one. Not as much purple batter in this jug. I perhaps need to add some more soap. Ooh, looking good. Well, that's looking good. Tap it down. I'm not going to lift its divider out yet. I want to do a white, don't I? A white. Woo. And purple. And I want a purple and an orange with a black in the middle. So let's try this. I'll take that one out of there a moment. I'm going to do a purple back here. And that black in the middle is going to be interesting. This purple's trying to push forward. I need to do the black. My black's gone really thick. Okay, I'll put an orange here. It won't come out. Trying to get a good camera shot and see what I'm doing. Glub, glub, glub. Oh, what fun. This was not the consistency I was hoping for. Then I want to space these apart. And my hands are probably getting in the way. So I can pour some black down the middle. My black's got really gloopy. But hey, there it goes. I'm going to lift that one out and use it as a scraper on this side. Whoa, got black on here. Better take this one out before it gets set. Got space there. Fill with orange. Tap, 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 tap. Oozing in. And this one. That's a shallow soap. I wonder if I put that in, add a bit more purple, it can come off of here. Oh, no it can't. Try not to get in the way of the camera. Some more purple. And put a bit of white on the other side, probably, if I can. This I want to run. Liquidy, pory, runny soap. No, thick, gloopy soap. Hey ho. This stripy soap's not going to work. My soap's not liquid enough. So pat these into place. Pat it down. Bamboo skewer. I'm going to drag and cross and drag, cross and drag, cross and drag. Ah, looking messy at the moment. Ew. And this is going to be the same. Drag and out. Drag. That looks nice. Drag. 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 Things got really quiet here as I desperately tried to rescue my gloopy thick soap. Decided to make a nice swirly pattern in this top purple and white soap. I think it's one of my favourites. It's looking really good. I'm actually quite liking that. I'm going to stop messing with it. I didn't have a swirl in any of my design plans, but that's what we've got. Ooh, this is the one with the black in the middle, isn't it? If I do that, smear soap everywhere. If I scoop that up, scoop that up, bring that down. Oh, I'm making a right mess of this. I'm hoping when this sets and I skim the top off, I'll get a pretty pattern underneath. That's the hope anyway. Doesn't look great at the moment. I could turn it into a swirl, I suppose. I'm going to leave it, stop messing with it, and hope it comes out better. So let's do some scoopy splotching. Right, well here goes some globs of soap. Some globs of orange first. Next, in with some purple. And now for the black. I am quietly in the background, desperately trying to rescue this failed soap batter. Now time for some white. What a hodgepodge this is turning out to be. Don't know what the camera's picking up. I'm not looking at your angle. More purples. Pattern. Oh, what a mess they look at the moment. Can I rescue these soaps? I don't know. I think this is my favourite so far. That one's not looking too bad, this orangey. This looks a terrible mess at the moment. Hopefully a scrape over the top is going to bring it out in colours. Right, where's my swirly stick? I don't know if I want to swirl these or drag them or not. I've got to do something. Swirl. That looks better. Wipe that off on a tissue. Drag, swirl, yay! Oh, these swirls are going to be my saving grace. Just scrape that off though. And put this orange batter. Move that. Use it in a minute. Scrape, bloop. Sorry, I've just bumped your tripod. Do a deep swirl on this and hopefully... Oh wow, yay. Stop messing, too much. There's too much in this mould. Okay, what a mess. Right, let's put my leftover batter in this tree mould. I'm not going to try and do anything fancy with this. It's just way too messed up. Push you over. So I've just filled this tree mould. I call it a tree mould because there's an imprint of a tree in the bottom of the mould with orange. And I'm going to top it off with white because I have white. So it should make quite a nice soap. Then what other soaps have I got left? I've got purple, goop, like a stripy sort of a soap, don't know. Purple up this end. Waste not, want not, it'll still make lovely soap that's soapy washes. Wait, not much though. Oh, what a mess. You can mess too much, just stop. Well, there we go. What a mess. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely mess. I'm nervous about that one. I don't like the fact that's too full. I wonder if I can scrape it now. What with? Bench scraper. Lolly stick. Don't know. No, I'm going to let it set. Going to let it set and then I'll cut it tomorrow. This I think is my favourite at the moment. Okay, stop messing. Well, they don't look like my drawings. The colours are good. I don't know what they'll be like when it's finished curing, but right now the colours look great. Oh, fun. Can't stop giggling. I bet tomorrow they'll be amazing. They're going to be gorgeous. They're going to be gorgeous. They're going to be gorgeous. Scrape the surfaces off and they'll look beautiful. Right, I'm going to clean up all this mess and we'll see you tomorrow when these soaps are ready to be unmoulded. Bye for now. Hello and welcome back. Time to unmould that disaster of a soap. We're a few days later. I did get impatient and I have already unmoulded what I call my tree soap because it has a tree imprinted in the mould. They've certainly turned out rather well. These were the last two soaps I put in the mould with my thick, globby gloop. It's a bit rough on the back of this one. I'll scrape it down with my knife in a moment and see if we can smooth it out and still hold that good pattern. But I'm very pleased with them. They're nice soaps, certainly very usable and even very giftable. Now these were my soap design ideas and this is what we ended up making. A little bit different, the colours are very close though. So let's get these out of their mould and see if I can tidy them up and rescue them into nice bars of soap. Oh, it's coming out nicely, a little tacky still. Ooh, still got the zigzag. So this was the back as I poured it in the mould, and this is the bottom of the mould. So I've got a little bit of this streaking, but not much. That was the first soap I poured that was still relatively liquid. And this next one was my favourite when I was making a pattern in it. Whether it will be now, I don't know. Oh yes, I've got some swirl. So that's the pattern I made in it when we were making the soap. And that's what's showing on the back, or the bottom of the mould. So perfectly acceptable soap. Yes, I like it, I'm happy. So what else do we get? This soap is the real messy one that I was not at all happy with. There's supposed to be some black through the middle of this. I'm not sure the black's showing up very much at all. Might do more as we're washing the hands. It's still pretty rough on the back. I'll give that a scrape with my knife and see again if we can tidy it up, make it presentable. Where will I put you? There on the table. Right, and the next three are all much of a muchness. Very similar, globbing it in. Ooh, not sure about that one. Big globs. Nice swirling on what was the top. Not so keen on the underside. A fail, I'd say that one was. Oh, and this is not much better. Don't like that glob of black. And the last one. Oh, this one's good. Worked out well on both sides. That's the underside, the bottom. And this was our top. So I'll tidy these up. Take a photo for the thumbnail. So not a complete disaster. We do still have 8 very usable bars of soap. Just not quite the patterns I had planned. Soaps all unmoulded and tidied up around the edges with my knife. And I think they're looking beautiful. Quite the rescue from the disaster I thought I had the other day. They're gorgeous. I'm really pleased. 8 lovely homemade goat's milk soaps. Really pretty. So a success after all. So remember, whatever you're doing, have fun doing it, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now. Thanks again for joining me today. And if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to click that like and subscribe. It really is appreciated.